Hello, everybody. Kirk, doobsnax, Dubé, alongside Josh, Zoinks, Hiebert, and we are here for the finals of RUSHgg Sunday Rush #1. Ridiculous name, but we are here for all that action because we are following Cloud9's Cris Heroes, who is playing the role of Sylveon on Pipchamps, and they're squaring off against DZet in the best of 5 of this tournament.
Yeah, DZet, not a new team in terms of players, but a new team to be seeing in these top ends of the brackets lately. A team that's really showing off what they can do, and Pipchamps, a storied team in our short Pokemon Unite competitive scene history. So I'm excited to see a little bit of the old school versus the new age.
Yeah, DZet has had multiple finals finishes across all the different types of tournaments that are currently being hosted, and certainly nothing to scoff at as they find themselves in the finals here against, I guess you mentioned, a very adequate and very powerful Pipchamps team. Now, tell me a little bit about these team comps here and what can we expect out of Pipchamps, again, the side of the match that we're going to be watching from.
Yeah, so we almost got mirror comps. Just a Sylveon opted in for Chris on the Pipchamp side and a Venusaur on DZet. So going to be a little bit of a swap there. Honestly, just going to be the little bit of a difference of range versus up close. Sylveon also needing those close combat situations, but it gives a little bit more in terms of speed and get out ability, where Venusaur is going to be wanting those longer, more sustained fights. So I would expect to see DZet getting a little bit more of that early anticipation in team fights because they know that they can hang just a little bit longer than Pipchamps can.
Pipchamps moving right along. Steve-O, the Mr. Mime for the other opposite side of the team there, coming in DZet, trying to do some work and steal some mobs. Viet and Hyatt were downstairs, and they were waiting for them to push down and try and jump them a little bit, scare them off their Audino. Nobody's worth for where everybody's still standing as Chris is just farming. Once he gets up to Sylveon, bang, they take Hyper Voice, which is one of the strongest abilities that Pokemon can carry. And alongside that Mr. Mime, we've seen it before, we'll see it again. Bruv, they can really do some work by stunning and then hyper voicing the members of the opposing team.
Yeah, Brav currently on a mad dash to try to get to level 5, earn up that Mr. Mime combo, and Cris Heroes sitting there with the microwave that Pokemon Unite decided to give a Pokemon in this video game, is doing a ton of damage. 8 minutes, 52 seconds, bees right about to spawn. This is what I was talking about, these postured up fights, Pipchamps versus DZet just staring down each other at the start of these fights, and already just these teams are slapping each other.
Yeah, Chris able to get just a few of those bees there. Bruv gets caught, able to flash out, use that eject button and get away. And everybody's still standing as everybody moves onto that poor Audino that is just going to get ostracized and bullied by both squads. Steve-O isolates Chris, though. Chris used eject button to get out. Steve-O getting chased. Chris not able to close the door. Hyatt in the mix. Hyatt's on the retreat, but that's a Hyper Voice, and that's very well used as that's a KO. And Viet, the Bulbasaur, going to make it back to their goal zone. Chris hanging tough, hanging in there, and able to take a clean KO and get a little bit more experience for their troubles.
Yeah, a little bit of trade in the bot lane here. And actually, if you notice on the left-hand side of your mini-map, right now we have DZet jungle invading on Pipchamp's side. Their Lucario player is pushing and trying to see what kind of advantage and intel they can gather. But Cris Heroes, not bothered by that, is just going to be farming up and hits that 6. The Calm Mind Hyper Voice combo is on lock. Look at the damage that Pokemon does.
Steve-O trying to score, throwing a couple barriers, snow points, and Chris on the chase. Steve-O goes down to a Hyper Voice there. Cris Hero going to come in on Viet, and they're chasing them down. They're at 3rd HP. Snow points in the mix. Bruv going to maybe throw a wall to stop them from making it back to their goal zone. Chris chasing down with a Hyper Voice. They aren't able to close it out, but here comes Hyatt and Ray as they are sending Bruv, Snow points, and Chris that back the other way. And I don't think anybody's going to go down, but they certainly got bullied a little bit in the bottom lane as they are off the bees, and DZet able to take almost all of them. And now we have 7 minutes and 10 seconds left on the clock, and Dreadnought is the next thing that's going to be in the mix.
That's true. And right now, because Gosu was sent back to spawn, it is now a 4v3 in the bottom lane in favor of DZet. Right now, we have Sanji and Gosu rushing there, but as soon as Dreadnought drops, that is exactly DZet jumping in on it. They have the Pokemon advantage. And there they go. They secure the Dreadnought, get that experience and shields for their team. Textbook play by DZet. I'm really impressed with that. Well done.
Yeah, well-oiled machine, straight clockwork. And we've seen out of Pipchamps that they really lean on Sanji to close out those objectives. And Sanji was not there to help them out and carry them through that. And that's definitely a cornerstone of their game plan. As now, Arista is in there getting some points in on that bottom goal zone and just zipping all over all the place with that bone club. Finally, they go down to Sanji, maybe a little upset that they weren't there to take the Dreadnought. So they exact a little bit of revenge on Arista. Cris going to keep farming. And the game rages on.
This honestly is some of the most aggressive Pokemon Unite I've seen in this current 1-1-3 meta. These teams are rushing at each other. I would say at the start of this game that Pipchamps was showing a little more restraint than DZet, was able to survive a bit more, get more favorable trades. But at this point, they're just needing to run. Look at how much DZet is pushing their advantage. Like right now, they have no fear. They say, we have the level gap. Let's let them run and not just give up positioning for free. Like they are making Pipchamps work for everything coming out of their spawn.
Arista's been doing really good, bobbing in, bobbing out, kind of keeping everybody's attention, keeping Cris and Sanji from growing to other objectives and helping out their teammates in other ways, maybe keeping them off mobs, maybe keeping them off other objectives or any support. But Cris is just getting to the jungle, going to move around. Here comes Gosu. You know, they've been leveling up. They're looking for that Ludicolo KO. And Cris just going to take an Audino themselves. 5 minutes, 14 seconds, and that is Dreadnought again on the horizon with 17 seconds till it shows up.
That's true. And right now, Pipchamps quite a bit behind on EXP. I mean, just barely hitting 9 with 10 seconds left before Dreadnought. That's a scary position to be when the second one is upcoming. Also, not to mention, both of their tier 1 goal zones are gone. That will give them a better chance for some comeback XP with those Audino spawning. But right now, the Unite moves are all over the place.
All of the Unite moves have been cracked. Bruv using their Unite move to get in there, trying to isolate Stevo. Stevo goes down, and so does Arista. And now Cris is in the mix, and they're chasing down Viet. Their Viet is being chased down by Sanji, Bruv, and Snow Points. And they are able to stay up with that Pedal Dance Giga Drain combo. Finally, it's overwhelmed enough to the point that it's KO'd. And now Hyatt and Ray are retreating to their goal zone, but that opens up Dreadnought to be taken out by Snow Points and Sanji. Sanji's there. Sanji closes the door, and that's what we expected on Dreadnought 1, but Sanji didn't quite make it to the task, and now Cris rolling upstairs, getting some mobs, and might trying to make their way over to Rotom and put a little bit of contest on that.
Oh, and there it is, the inevitable. It is the aggression out of DZet punished by Pipchamps. They saw them rushing in, and just the Unite move trade favored Pipchamps by a ton. They were able to get a ton of kills and secure that Dreadnought, giving them a huge EXP boost. The game is almost even now across the board for levels, with potentially DZet's jungle being a little bit higher than Gosu. But honestly, this is anybody's game immediately after that second Dreadnought take.
Cris Heroes Hyper Voice just takes down those bees so quickly, able to get a large portion of them, even though the other team was pressuring into the middle. Both Stevo was there and took a couple bees themselves. Cris rolling down, seeing that bottom goal zone. It is still intact. In fact, both goal zones still intact for DZet, and you got to think that Pipchamps at least wants to try and close one out before they get to Zapdos, get some amount of points in. Snow Points defending from Rotom, and this pseudo team fight happening in the bottom lane.
Yeah, right here again. I mean, they posture up for maybe get a quick little back cap, but DZet says no. Again, you have to work for it. You want in, pay the toll, and that toll is going to be a team fight every single time. But right now, we have Cris obviously calling out to Gosu, saying, "Hey, I'm stealing your jungle. I need that 13 before Zapdos. You already got plenty of levels. I need to take it." And just showing a real mastery of Unite as a whole. Like, I mean, in this place, there's no reason to team fight. You should absolutely just be farming up just to get set up for the upcoming very important fight.
Viet Hyatt able to push Cris back up their lane and keep them from getting too many of the bees there and keeping them off that level 13, as you just mentioned. And you have to think that Pipchamps is now thinking this might come down to Zapdos. We have not gotten a lot of points in here. And Stevo getting caught down by Snow Points and Cris. And they're going to try and mow them down before they can get out and really try and take them out before this Zapdos. Finally, we're scrambling. Cris Hero comes into the mix. Hyatt comes in with a Unite move that's pretty early, and that's a Unite move by Bruv, by Mr. Mime going in there. Gosu's coming in, chasing down Arista. Chris is in the mix, and they're helping out. Snow Points, throwing their little leaves, and a Leaf Tornado helps out, and Gosu closes the door on it. Somebody has kicked off Zapdos, didn't quite see who. It's got to be somebody on the other team. We're going to roll up and see what's up. There's Ray. They were baiting him in. Hyatt comes over to try and help, and that's Cris Hero using their Unite move as they're chasing down with Hyper Voice, and they're able to take down Steve-O. That's 2 players down on the opposing team, and they're saying it's time for Zapdos now, and they're mowing it down. And
this is Pipchamps' chance. Yeah, right here. This is Pipchamps' chance. They able to secure that Zapdos and rush in for those early tier 1 zones. Now that them's not being gone is their best way to score. They're going to get way more easy dunks, and there's a ton of money on the battlefield to be able to run it back up and do it again.
Chris just kiting Ray up, just keeping them off, and finally they go down. That's a back cap there from Viet, as we're going to see an 80-pointer going in, and that's a goal zone closed, as now everybody's watching and maybe trying to play some defense here. Hyatt and Bruv isolating that Eldegoss, as Hyatt's just trying to get away. They have 45 points, and I doubt they have a score shield, so they're going to try and stay there. There's Ray trying to get their points in. Level 15 Ray doesn't quite get any points converted there, as Bruv and Gosu are into the mix and able to stave them off. Now Chris is watching, where can I make the biggest impact, and they jump right into the middle, right into the mix, and that's a Hyper Voice taking down Hyatt right there, and they're chasing back to the upper goal zone, and there's Viet, there's Steve-O, and that's a Unite move from Steve-O trying to clear out the trash so their team can score, but that is not long for this world, as Arista is able to get 72 in, but I don't think that's quite enough. Steve-O caught with their pants down in the middle goal zone, right in front of the spawn zone, and they get taken out. Their whole team is almost wiped, as Arista's finally coming in, able to get a clean 18, but again, I think they're just trying to climb a mountain that's just too high, and they only have 10, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 seconds left to do it.
Oh man, I honestly think if that Cinder Ace was able to dunk that 50, this would be a different game, but Bruv reaching there just in time to block that dunk. And there we go, 564 to 407. Incredible play by Pipchamps to come back. And to me, it's all about that second Dreadnought. That second Dreadnought secure is exactly what gave them the win. I mean, able to get that comeback experience and just completely even out the game, and then punish the aggression again and again out of DZet. Amazing play by Pipchamps.
Yeah, that certainly seemed to turn the tide in that particular game, because DZet was locked and loaded, and as I mentioned during the game, they were a well-oiled machine executing their game plan pretty flawlessly, and just one stumble, and it shows what a team as potent as Pipchamps can do. They saw their opportunity, and they stepped right into that door. It might have only been cracked open, but they kicked right through it, and they're able to take themselves game 1 in this best of 5. So, we've got game 2 action coming on the horizon. Kirk, doobsnax, Dubé, Josh, Zoinks, Hiebert. We'll see you in a moment.